A very good afternoon to one and all. A very warm greeting from Inspiria Knowledge Campus. And we have reached a very, very interesting and an important landmark in the entire journey of InspiriaQ. What started somewhere in the month of June in two phases has now ended up with 7 participants who have cut through the chase of 20,000 participants that have participated across India. And they have also cleared two semi-finales to make it to the finale. Yes, we have 7 participants from again across India who have made it to the finale of InspiriaQ. Nothing has managed to stop us. Not the pandemic, not the fact that we are not doing physically or as in person this quiz which we were doing in the past 5 years. Our 6th edition is a very, very special one where we host everybody digitally. With we have KSDOs. They are giving out around 30 hampers. All you need to do is just be as participative as possible in the comments column. T10 Sports is giving out gift vouchers. All you need to do is go on their website and redeem the vouchers for some really sporty goodies. Fasten Up is giving out vouchers worth 1,000 rupees to top 3 most active people. Yes. So that's something up for grab. Foxin, they are leading in the digital space and they're giving out Bluetooth speakers to our participants. And lastly, it's very important to remain fit. So we have Iconic Dance Fitness Studio giving out some fitness vouchers. So you can avail up to 3 classes with them. Yes, do Pilates, do Zumba, or do a little bit of core workout, whatever your choice may be. They will keep you fit in this pandemic. And now let's come to our participants. 7 participants and 3 are going to take home some massive goodies. Yes, like every year, we are giving out cash prizes to the winners of InspiriaQ. Starting from the 3rd runner-up who will take home 10,000, to the 2nd runner-up 15,000, and the winner will take home 25,000 rupees hard cash. Yes, are you all excited? I am super excited for this one. I would now like to invite the man behind the person who always puts together this very interesting quiz for us, Mr. Gautam Bose, the owner of Greycells, who's been with us for 5 years, and this list doesn't end. Over to you, Gautam. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gunjan. It's been always a huge pleasure to be associated with Inspiria Knowledge Campus. Welcome to the big one, InspiriaQ 2020, the digital edition, the first of its kind. All right, I call this round, What's Your Choice? The other part that is very important for all of you to know today, and I'm going to be absolutely strict on this because this is the big one. Once the question is on your screen, you have only 10 seconds, mind you, 10 seconds. So we have a timer with us. Once your 10 seconds are passed, you will not be allowed to take a try on that particular question. The first question, SHMD Jaigaon, all the best. Here comes your question on your screen. Which of these desserts means quote unquote burnt cream in French? Is it the creme brulee? Is it the tiramisu, gelato, or waffles? Please don't forget to unmute yourselves when you are speaking. SHMD, you should unmute yourself now. You roughly have another 4 seconds only.
A. Cream brulee.
Cream brulee is what you mean. If you are correct, SHMD Jaigaon, you will get your opening 7 points. But as I said, there is a downside to this also. If you are incorrect, you lose 5 points. I'm hoping that does not happen. Let's see if you're correct or not. Let's click A, creme brulee. It is absolutely right. Opening 7 points. Let's give SHMD Jaigaon a round of applause. Opening 7 points is what he gets. All right, then, good to move on to our next contestant from APS Bendubi. As I keep repeating, I've said this in the earlier rounds of InspiriaQ 2020 that this team has been traditionally very strong at this particular quiz, hoping they have a good show. So APS Bendubi, if you're ready, here comes your question on the screen. This is your question. Training for which Indian sport is usually divided into 4 main parts consisting of something known as a Maithari, Kolthari, Angthari and Verunkai. These are the 4 main parts in which what Indian sport is divided into. And your options are Silambam, Malakham, Kalaripayattu, or is it Kho-Kho?
Sir, I think it's C, Kalaripayattu.
You think it's C, Kalaripayattu comes from God's own country, Kerala. Let's see if your answer is correct or not. Let's click C. Kalaripayattu is absolutely right. Plus 7 points. APS Bendubi, you can afford a smile for yourself. Well done to you. That's plus 7 points for APS Bendubi also. Moving on to the next question now, which is a direct for Dav Nepal, to our international contestant. All the best to you. Here comes your question on the screen. Who was the longest reigning Sultan of the Ottoman Empire? Was it Osman the First? Was it Sultan? Yes.
But I can't see the question in the screen.
It is visible to others, I believe. SHM.
Now, sir, now it's visible.
So your internet connection might be a little weaker, but any which ways, I'm going to repeat the question once again for you. Who was the longest reigning Sultan of the Ottoman Empire? Osman the First, Suleiman the First, Mehmed the First, or Ahmed the First? 4 more seconds. Quick answer.
Sir, it's A, Osman 1.
Osman the First is your answer. Let's key in A, Osman the First. I have taken that answer. Once I key in an answer, I cannot allow you to retract or change your answer. Osman the One is unfortunately incorrect. So you lose 5 points, but doesn't matter. Still a long way to go. But what that means is this question is now open to our Facebook audience. You have 3 more options to choose from. You can choose between Suleiman the First, which is option B, Mehmed the First, or Ahmed the First. Keep those answers coming thick and fast. And I reiterate at this point in time that there are some wonderful, wonderful prizes for participants who have the most engagement, who give more number of correct answers, and fast. So those are the 3 parameters that we are going to judge you on while giving prizes. But at the moment, breaks my heart to say, Dav Nepal, you lose 5 points. So we'll quickly move on to our next contestant from DPS Siliguri, Rishal. Rishal, here comes your question on the screen. Which important personality from Indian history has the patent for designing a polo mallet? Mind you, we are talking about polo mallet by the name of Marco. Was it Lord Mountbatten, Lord Minto, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, or Mir Usman Ali Khan? Those are your 4 options. Lord Mountbatten, Lord Minto, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, or Mir Usman Ali Khan. Last 3 seconds. Contestant number 4. 3.
So Lord Mountbatten.
Okay, Lord Mountbatten is what Rishal keys in. Let's see if that is correct or not. Wonderful answer, plus 7 points. Let's clap for contestant number 4, DPS Siliguri, opening 7 points. And to our audience, Lord Mountbatten, besides doing a lot of many things during the partition of India and Indian freedom struggle, he was also a person who was pretty fascinated by the game of polo. He liked polo, and he holds a patent for designing a polo mallet. Mallet is the one with which you play polo, with which you hit the ball in polo. And he holds a patent for that by the name of Marco. Well answered. Let's move on to the next question, which is going to be a direct for participant number 5 from SGS Darjeeling. Here comes your question. Historically known as Shiraz-e-Hind, the city was founded by the Sultan of Delhi, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. This city, Tughlaqabad, Firozabad, Jaunpur, Mehrauli. These are your 4 options. Is the direct for SGS, contestant number 5. Last 3 seconds. 2, 1, over. I cannot take that answer anymore. I cannot take that answer, SGS Darjeeling, because right at the top, please do not answer anymore, SGS Darjeeling, because I had said that right at the top that I'm going to be very strict today with timing.
Oh, am I audible? I did not hear anything.
Right now you are audible. Right now you are audible. Yes, you can only be audible when you unmute yourself. I think all of you, Dav Nepal, SHMD Jaigaon, please unmute yourself. SHMD Jaigaon, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Could you see the question?
Yes, sir. I can see it
Yes.
clearly.
So I'm going to use my discretion, SGS Darjeeling. I am going to take that as a negative. I'm going to give that as a -5. Another reminder to all the participants, you will have to unmute yourself. That's a simple click of a button while speaking. That's obvious. If you don't unmute yourself, I won't be able to hear you. All right, so this goes back to our Facebook audience. I'm going to throw it back at you. The question is pretty simply the name of a city. Historically, it was known as Shiraz-e-Hind. It was founded by the Sultan of Delhi, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, in memory of his cousin Muhammad bin Tughlaq. You'll have to tell us which city is this. Tughlaqabad, Firozabad, Jaunpur, or Mehrauli. That was your question. Since we didn't get an answer in time from the participant, I'm going to reveal the answer myself. Let's see the correct answer. This is the town of Jaunpur in Uttar Pradesh. That was the correct answer. Moving on to DBS Siliguri. DBS, once again, reminder, once your time is up, please do not try and answer after that because your score won't be registered. All the best to you. Here comes your question. Who is the mascot for military intelligence of Indonesia? Mind you, we are talking about the country of Indonesia. Is it Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Arjuna, or Lord Hanuman? Military intelligence.
Sir, Lord Hanuman, option D.
Absolutely correct. That was very, very quick. Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. That is indeed Lord Hanuman. Is the correct answer. That's +7 points for DBS Siliguri. And the simple drill for all our 7 participants today is, whenever you hear a good answer, and sometimes even if the question is good, you can clap because that keeps us all motivated. All right, moving on to the last question of the opening round is going to be a direct for TNSS Sikkim. Another wonderful city, Sikkim. Let's go, not city as per se, because that's a state. What I meant is Gangtok. But nonetheless, here comes your question on the screen. All right, lovely. What unusual ingredient is added to Bikaneri Bhujia to enhance its flavor? This is very tricky. Bikaneri Bhujia. Is camel milk added, cactus leaf dust, desert sand, or is it raindrops? All fascinating options. Camel milk, cactus, desert sand, raindrop. Last 3 seconds. 3, 2.
Option A, sir.
Option A, camel milk. I'm interested to know why you went with camel milk. I'm interested to know your thinking. Why do you think it's camel milk?
It's a guess. I was running short of time.
Just a guess, just a guess. I thought since we are talking about Bikaner and its desert area, hence you went with desert and camel, so camel milk. But unfortunately, your answer is incorrect. It's not camel milk. Let's first click on camel milk is incorrect. Never mind, these are early days. -5 points is what you pick up, but I'm sure you're going to do wonderfully well in the remaining part of the quiz. Back to our Facebook audience. You have 3 options to choose from: cactus leaf, desert sand, and raindrop. Mind you, it's added in very minute quantities, but it is said to have an enhancing flavor on Bikaneri Bhujia. The answer is, believe you me, is desert sand. Sand is put in to enhance the flavor of Bikaneri bhujia. All right, so that about does it for the opening round of the grand finale at InspiriaQ 2020. We've had some hits, some misses, but that is all part of the game. Not to worry. We have one more question which is directed to the audience. So this is just for the audience. Here comes your question. And this is your turn to win some exciting prizes. To alleviate the sufferings of a drought inflicted by the demons Surpadaman on the people, sage Agastya approached Lord Shiva. Thus, which river is said to have originated? Which river is thus said to have originated? To alleviate the sufferings of drought inflicted by demon Surpadaman on the people, sage Agastya approached Lord Shiva. Your options are Narmada, Yamuna, Kaveri, or Gomti. These are your options. All right, I'm going to leave it for a couple more seconds because I've been giving 10 seconds to each of our participants. I guess I can afford that time to our Facebook audience also. Last couple of seconds. Now on to the answer. Kaveri. It's B, Kaveri. That's the origin of the river that I was talking about. All right, so we are done with the opening round. It's time to have a first look at the scores. At the end of the opening round, ladies and gentlemen, participant number 1 from SHMD Jaigaon, who is looking rather tense. I don't know why. He's doing wonderfully well. He's on 7 points. Well done to you. APS Bengdubi on table number 2 is also on 7 points. The participant number 3 from Dav Nepal is on -5. DPS Siliguri on +7. SJS Darjeeling on -5. DBS Siliguri on 7 points. And TNSS Sikkim is also on a -5. So those are the scores at the end of the opening round. Let's quickly move on to the second round of the quiz, which essentially should have been the opening round, but as I said, I thought of giving some easy, half volleys to start the quiz with so that you can pick up some easy points. But from here onwards, no more easy questions, no more options, straightforward quizzing. Next round, I call it the launch pad. But before we go there, let me quickly tell you the rules of the round. We will have one direct question at each of the contestants. Scoring pattern +10 points for each correct answer. There are no negatives. So that is very important. Hear me loud and clear. There are no negatives. So please feel free to take guesses. And the round will proceed in a clockwise direction, starting with team 1 and will go towards team number 7. +10, no negatives. Here we go with the next round. I call this round the launch pad. Here comes the first question, which is a direct for our wonderful contestant from Jaigaon. Jaigaon, to our Facebook audience, if all of you are not aware of it, I mean, people locally, people who are in and around Siliguri would be knowing this place. But I'm given to understand that people from across the country are watching this on Facebook. So to tell you about this wonderful little hamlet, this is at the border of India and Bhutan. So if you get a chance, please visit this place. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. All right, SHMD Jaigaon, here comes your question on the screen. All right, something to do with fashion. I am hoping you are fashionable yourself and you can give us the right answer. Owing to its resemblance to an everyday item used in packaging, these types of trousers are known by a certain name due to the scrunchy waists or waistlines that these trousers have. Simple question, what are these trousers called? Mind you, it has, you can work this out, it has certain resemblance to an everyday item. Yes, SHMD, what's your answer?
The answer is peg pants.
The answer is, once again?
Peg trousers.
How do you spell that?
PEG.
Peg.
So
Take a guess. There are no negatives at all. Think about everyday item. I think I'll have to pass that. Passing that to participant number 3 from Dav Nepal. Quick answer. You don't get that much time on a rebound. Dav Nepal. You have an answer?
Yoga pants.
Once again, please.
Sorry, yoga pants.
Yoga pants. All right. There are certain pants known as yoga pants, but this is not the one. Moving across to DPS Siliguri.
Hola pants, HOLA, hola pants.
Hola pants. All right. Congratulations for giving birth to a new fashion item, but this is not a hola pant. Moving on to SJS. SJS Darjeeling. What's your answer?
Are these called paperback pens?
Are these called is asking a question to the quizmaster, not a bright idea, dear. You have to sound a little more confident than that.
Okay, my answer is paperback pens.
Paper bag pants. All right, so SJS Darjeeling, before I tell you whether you are right or incorrect, can I ask you this? Do you own any such pant in your personal wardrobe? You don't have to be shy.
No.
You don't. All right. But fair enough,
No,
you
really
know the
no.
answer. You know the answer. That's absolutely correct. Huge round of applause to our participant number 5. Huge round of applause. That is indeed the paper bag pants. See, it does resemble this everyday item, the paper bags in which we do our everyday shopping. Hence, it's called the paper bag pants. Wonderful answer there from SJS Darjeeling, who has just told us that he does not have this in his wardrobe, but he knows about this fashion item. Very, very fashionable answer from you indeed. Well then, after that lovely answer, let's move on to the next direct question, which is for APS Bendubi. APS, all the best. Here comes your question on the screen. A long question, but a short answer nevertheless. Talking about a Sufi shrine, the picture of which is put in the question. This Sufi shrine is dedicated to the Islamic mystic Sayyid Usman Marwandi and is located in Shivan, which is in Sindh. Highly respected by people of all religions because he preached religious tolerance between Muslims and Hindus. He was known for his usual red attire and divine spirit. Mind you, that's very important. He was known for wearing his red attire. A contemporary of the famous Rumi, he traveled around the Muslim world and settled eventually in Sevan, where he was eventually buried. What is the more popular name of the Sufi saint, and through which popular work of Khusro do we best remember him? APS, before we start taking answers, let me remind you once again, there are 2 parts to this question. One part is, I'm looking for the more popular name of the Sufi saint. That is one part. The second part is, how do we best remember this person through a popular work of Khusro? That's the second part. So the popular work and the popular name of the person. Those are the 2 parts. I'm going to split points, 5 points for either parts. APS Bendubi, can we have your answer now?
Sir, so the saint is, I mean, I'm not completely sure.
Take a guess.
Sir, Saint Lal Shehbaz Qalandar.
Lal Shehbaz Qalandar. All right. And what do you think is the name of the popular work of Khusro through which we remember him?
So, the shrine of Lal Shehbaz Qalandar.
So that's the popular work of Khusro. All right. APS, at this point in time, I'm not saying if you're right, on the right track, any of that. Let's move on to the next participant, Dav Nepal. Mind you, 2 parts, the popular name and the work.
The second part might be Dargah.
All right. What is the first part?
First part,
I'll have to pass that. Today we are very strict on time.
Hazrat Shah.
Okay, Dav Nepal, once I say I'm passing you, please do not put in your answer after that. DPS Siliguri.
So the second part is it like Khanka? And the
Okay.
first part is Lal Shahzad's calendar, like.
Okay. I'm interested to know about the first part once again.
Sir, Lal
The popular
Shahbaz
work.
Khanka. Sir, popular work Khanka.
Okay. Passing that to SJS Darjeeling.
Okay, so we know the Sufi saint better by the name Lal Shabazz Qalandar, and the popular work of Khusro is the song Damadam Mast Qalandar.
Wonderful, wonderful answer. Wonderful, wonderful answer. I'm so surprised so many participants missed it. Damadam Mast Qalandar, wonderful, wonderful Sufi rendition by a lot of singers. It's one of the most popular Sufi songs that you'll ever come across. This is Damadam Mast Qalandar, the work of Khusro. And the popular name, though you have given us his full name, but the popular name is Mast Qalandar. That would have sufficed. Answer first. Lal Shabazz Qalandar or Mast Qalandar, and the song is Damadam Mast Qalandar. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to split points since I did not say if any of the participant was correct or incorrect. APS Bendubi, I believe, was the first participant to say Lal Shabazz Qalandar. Am I right, APS Bendubi? So APS Bendubi, I'm going to give you 5 points for saying Lal Shabazz Qalandar. But I hadn't revealed if you were correct or incorrect. So in all fairness, I have to give in full 10 points to our contestant number 5 from SJS Darjeeling for giving us both the parts correctly, Damadam Mast Qalandar and Lal Shabazz Qalandar. Let's have a round of applause for participant number 5 and of course participant number 2 from APS Bendubi. All right, next direct question now is for Dav Nepal. Same rules follow. Dav Nepal, please try and key in your answer as quickly as you can. Here comes your question on the screen. And Dav Nepal, since you had a problem last time, do not forget to unmute yourself when you give an answer. This is one of my personal favorite questions. Something about the Yubitsume. It is a Japanese ritual. So I'm talking about a Japanese ritual to atone for offenses towards another, a way to be punished or to show sincere apology and remorse to another. In modern times, it is primarily performed by the Yakuza, one of the most prominent Japanese criminal organizations. Many of you might have come across the name the Yakuza, which is the Japanese criminal clan. Primarily, the ritual of Yubitsume is performed by them. My simple question is, what exactly is this ritual? This is performed to atone for offenses or as an apology towards others. What do you think is the ritual of Yubitsume?
Sir, punishing in one's little finger.
You have to be a little more precise. In what form? Go on. I'm interested at your answer, Dav Nepal. To DPS Siliguri.
So like what happens is they chop off the those little finger, wrapped it with clothes, and like they cut it off with a knife, and they offer apology.
All right. So DPS, what DPS Siliguri is saying is very interesting. Taking from what from where Dav Nepal left, he's saying DPS Siliguri is saying that the little finger is chopped off, it's cut, and that is what the tradition of Yubitsume is. Ladies and gentlemen, it is for a reason that DPS Siliguri Rishal is a champion quizzer, and he is proving it today. Huge round of applause for DPS Siliguri. Wonderful answer, Rishal. You get your full 10 points. I'm afraid I can't give any points to Dav Nepal. You did mention about the little finger, but I did ask you for a precise answer. This is what happens. Amputating portions of the little finger. So look closely at the little finger. Good to go to the next question, which is a direct for DPS Siliguri. DPS, here comes your direct question on the screen. Name the Indian village in Kerala which is famous for creating a unique kind of front reflecting metallic mirror which doesn't distort image and hence shows one their truest self. Very, very high quality product. It is known, this particular village in Kerala is known for this product. I'm looking for the name of the village. DPS Siliguri, you roughly have about 5 seconds.
So the village is Oranamula and it is called Oranamula Kannadi.
Absolutely. Wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. This is Aranmula. Absolutely. Full 10 points once again to DPS Siliguri. All right. But for the moment, let's move on to the next participant. Participant number 5 from SJS Darjeeling. Here comes your question. This English diplomat entered the services in 1880 and quickly went on to become the ambassador to Russia. As Viceroy of India, his tenure was a memorable one and included, amongst other things, the visit of King George V and as well as the move of the capital from Calcutta to New Delhi. Who is this English diplomat? Should be fairly and comparatively easier. This is for SJS Darjeeling. Last 3 seconds. 3.
Okay. I think so. I'm like sure enough to answer. It's Lord Curzon.
Lord Curzon. No, not at all fits the timeline and the description of the question. That's incorrect. Passing that to DBS Siliguri. Participant 6.
Sir, it is Lord Mountbatten.
It's not Mountbatten either. Passing that to TNSS Sikkim.
It's Lord Irwin.
Irwin. No, it's not Irwin. SHMD Jaigaon. Quick answer.
The answer Charles Hardinge.
Lord Hardinge or Lord Charles Hardinge. That was SHMD Jaigaon. Let's clap for SHMD Jaigaon. Wonderful answer. Plus 10 points. That is indeed Lord Hardinge. Here comes the answer. Lord Charles Hardinge. He was the Viceroy of India when the capital of the country was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi in 1911. All right, moving on to the next question is a direct for DBS. DBS, this is your question. Named after an 18th century French mineralogist who was the first to describe the mineral present in the rock, name this mountain range in Italian Alps. The name of the mountain in Italian Alps is named upon the mineral found in this place, named after an 18th century French mineralogist. So the name of the mineral, or the mineral exactly which is found at this place, has something to do with the naming of this mountain range. What? Italian Alps. It's a direct for DBS Siliguri. You have to unmute yourself. DBS, you are not unmuted.
Sir, I would let that question go.
All right, passing that to TNSS Sikkim.
So is it Dolomites?
Is again asking me a question. I absolutely hate that. TNSS, sound confident. Say that once again with some confidence.
Okay, it's Dolomites.
All right, along with the confidence comes for free your wonderful smile. Wonderful. This is what I like. This is what I like. Plus 10 points. This is the Dolomites. You don't have to do a face palm. TNSS Sikkim. Wonderful answer. Can we once again all clap for TNSS Sikkim? That was a good answer. Dolomites. Please do clap. Plus 10 points is what he earns. Last question of the second round. It's a direct for TNSS Sikkim. TNSS, this is your direct question. All right. In 2013, this person broke the world record for most words in a hit single with one of his work. In 6 minutes and 4 seconds, he spoke a stupendous 1,560 words, almost impossible humanly, which averages to 4.28 words per second. That is how fast he spoke, he or she. During the fastest segment of the work, this number went up to 6.46 words per second. What work and who? And there are no part points in this. There are two parts. I want the name of the person and the name of the work, both. There are no part points.
Okay, so answer is Eminem, and he sent the rap.
I have no clue what. Unmute yourself. TNSS Sikkim. Unmute yourself. All right,
so the person is Eminem.
Hold on. Listen to me. Unmute yourself, TNSS, and sit quiet. All right. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Can you sing that for us so that I have certain clues what you're talking about? Absolutely not. That's not required. But that is indeed the right answer. Let's clap for TNSS. He's right on both counts. TNSS, just a quick follow-up question. Do you actually follow Eminem? Do you like his kind of music?
Sir, I hear his rap, but I don't actually follow him. But I know this record. He has made a record.
All right, but knowing it actually helps sometimes in the way that it gives you plus 10 points and propels you towards winning this particular quiz. So that about does it for the second round of the quiz as well. We are left with two more rounds, but before we go any further, how can we forget our lovely Facebook audience? The next question is just for you. Facebook audience, might I remind you once again that there are lovely prizes for all of you. So please do answer people with more engagement, with more correct answers. And if you're fast enough, then we'll give you some lovely prizes. Here comes your question. It's the longest question, but the answer is pretty fascinating, so to speak. I'm talking about Lord Krishna. Krishna had this habit of stealing butter, right? All of us know that. So Krishna's butterball is a gigantic granite boulder resting on a short incline in the historical town of Mahabalipuram, the picture of which is given in the question. The boulder is approximately 6 meters high, 5 meters wide, and weighs around a massive 250 tons. But it is precariously placed, as you can see from the picture itself. According to Hindu mythology, Lord Krishna often stole butter from his mother's butter handi. This may have led to the namesake of the boulder. So that is from where the name of the boulder comes from. It is said that the Tamil king Raja the Chola was inspired by the balancing act of this massive stone boulder, and it led to the creation of a never falling dash. Dash is the answer. Dash is a popular, since this is for the audience, I'm going to be extra nice to you. The dash is also a toy, a wonderful, famous toy. You can call it a toy. You can use it as a decorative piece of item for your household. So this takes its origin. It is said that it takes its origin from Krishna's butterball stone. Question is, what cultural icon was thus inspired? What cultural icon was thus inspired? This is your question. All right. I think I've given enough time. Let's ask this question rather than me revealing this question for your benefit. Why not ask our 7 lovely contestants for this answer? Anybody who wants to take a crack? DPS Siliguri is ready to go ahead. Yes?
So it's mud dolls and it's called Tanjavur Bomai.
So what does it do? Shakes it, wobbles its head?
It tends to fall from, it tends to come to its original place every time, whenever.
DPS Siliguri is on fire, as he has been in most part of this quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for DPS Siliguri, and it is in our benefit that we give a round of applause for our Facebook audience also, who has got this answer. So let's clap for our Facebook audience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that brings us to the end of the second round. We have 2 very, very good rounds. All the participants are doing pretty well. Before we move any further, it's a good time to have a quick look at the scorecard. At the end of the second round, SHMD Jaigaon is doing well on 17 points. Well done to you. To APS Bengdubi on 12 points. To DAV Nepal on -5, but I can't stress on this point enough. We still have a long way to go. I'm hoping that Dav Nepal may commence, and I'm sure he'll do that. Moving on to DPS Siliguri, participant number 4, leading the quiz at this point in time, and it deserves a round of applause on 27 points. Well done to DPS. Moving on to participant number 5 from SJS Darjeeling on 15 points, DBS Siliguri on 7 points, and TNSS Sikkim, our 7th contestant, is on 15 points. So well done to all our lovely 7 participants. We are seeing some competition, but let me assure you and to all our lovely Facebook audience that this competition is only going to get more intense. The next round is something which is a perennial audience favorite round. I call this round Picture Perfect, which means that all questions in this round is either going to be a video, a visual, or a combination of audio and video. We'll see how this works in a while, but couple of changes here. The first 2 rounds were in the clockwise direction, so to make the seating positions or the positioning of the team absolutely inconsequential to the final outcome of the quiz, we are going to reverse the direction of the round in the next 2 rounds. This round is going to be in a counterclockwise direction, meaning we are going to start with participant number 7, TNSS Sikkim, and in a counterclockwise direction we'll go towards participant number 1, SHMD. TNSS Sikkim, first question is going to be your direct. Scoring pattern though still remains the same. It is a +10 for each correct answer. There are absolutely no negatives. So feel free to take educated guesses, no negatives at all. If you are ready, TNSS Sikkim, here comes your first question. The opening sequence is an illustration of what that is designed to perform a simple task in an indirect or a complicated way. So I'm going to show you a video of an opening sequence from something very popular. I'm sure all of you know the piece of work. That is not the question. There is nothing to do with that. But you'll have to give me the name of what is being illustrated. What is the name given to this illustration, which essentially is doing an easy task in a complicated way? Right? Here comes the video. That would be a TNSS, as you would have guessed from the video being played. This is from a popular franchise. The question is not the name of the franchise itself, but what is being demonstrated, which essentially is doing easy work in a more complicated or indirect way. I'm sure you have seen this contraption in various other forms also. TNSS, I'm looking for the name.
Sir, I have to name the machine or what?
Yes.
So is it, no, sorry, not is it.
That's okay, go ahead.
Rube Goldberg machine.
This is known as Rube Goldberg machine. I'm very, very interested. TNSS, why you say that? What is a Rube Goldberg machine? Who is Rube Goldberg? If you can just explain to us.
It's a guess. I don't know if it's correct or not, but it's a big guess.
How can somebody guess Rube Goldberg if you don't know the person?
I was scrolling through, Facebook, and I saw something like Goldberg.
Okay.
I remembered.
I hope you are not mixing Goldberg, the WWF wrestler, with Rube Goldberg.
No.
All right.
I may be correct.
Fair enough. I cannot mistrust what you are saying. You say this is Rube Goldberg machine. To break this piece of news, TNSS, I'll come to you in a while, but first let me speak to our lovely audience. So Rube Goldberg was essentially a famous American cartoonist. He used to do such things. The Rube Goldberg machine is essentially a machine which is a contraption for doing a simple work in a more complicated way, as was shown in this particular clip. This is, by the way, for all you Sherlock Holmes fans, This is from the franchise called Elementary, which is this has been very, very successful over the years. It has been shot in multiple seasons. So this is from Elementary. And this contraption, the reason why they use the Rube Goldberg machine is because Sherlock Holmes actually thinks in that fashion. He does simple work even in the most complex of ways. Ladies and gentlemen, TNSS Sikkim deserves a huge round of applause. He gets his 10 points. Well done to you. This is indeed Rube Goldberg. And to our audience, I can also tell you this. If you want to see, this was a shorter version of Rube Goldberg. It can be done in a more elaborate fashion. It could be the simplest of things, like opening the refrigerator door, switching on a light. But how do you switch on a light is by setting up a very complicated machine, a ball rolling this and that, and then the switch, and then the light switches on. So you can have a wonderful, there was a wonderful advertisement which was made for Rube Goldberg. So I'll suggest you take a look at that. But for the moment, of course, let's have a look at the answer. And once again, TNSS, well done to you. You get your 10 points and you move on to 25 points, by the way. Next question is a direct for DBS Siliguri. DBS, here comes your question. I always like when I put a question from the world of cuisine. This particular dish was brought to India by the Portuguese. You have to give me the name of this dish. This is the chicken variant, of course. Look carefully. I cannot provide you with the actual dish, but nevertheless looks very yummy. This is a direct for DBS Siliguri. What's your answer?
So may I answer?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Sir, it's Kaffriel chicken.
Kaffriel. Could you tell us which part of India is famous for this?
Goa.
Absolutely right. He knows everything about this question. Let's give a huge round of applause to DBS Siliguri. This is indeed the yummy chicken kaffriel. He did say that. A wonderful answer. You get your 10 points. And might I remind our teams once again, what happened to the claps? We need to clap for each correct answer, don't we? Wonderfully done, DBS Siliguri. Let's clap for it. All right, then let's move on to the next question. It is going to be a direct for participant number 5, SJS. Here comes your question. You'll have to simply identify the person who's playing the instrument. Should be like you are. This is for participant number 5. Yes. I love you, baby.
Hey, you're not doing it now.
Fair enough. SJS, can we have your answer, please?
Okay, so I'm not pretty sure about this, but
take a guess.
Yeah, let me take a guess. Is this Winston Churchill?
Winston Churchill, out of all people, all right? No, it's not Churchill. Passing that to DPS Siliguri. Quick answer, DPS Siliguri.
So I'd like to pass it. I have no idea.
Passing on to DAV Nepal.
No idea.
Passing on to APS Bengdubi. Very
Sir,
famous person, mind you.
Sir, this is, I believe that this is Richard Feynman.
What an answer. This is Richard Feynman. Absolutely, Richard Feynman. Let's give a round of applause to APS Bengdubi, the very, very famous person of science, Richard Feynman. He was a fascinating bongo player also. He liked playing bongo. So I can give you a quick update on this. Probably many of you will already know it. For all you fans of the Big Bang Theory, the famous sitcom. So in one particular episode, Sheldon Cooper actually tries to play the bongo. It's a fascinating scene. If you have already watched it, good for you. If you haven't, I urge all of you to watch this particular scene where Sheldon Cooper tried to recreate the bongo playing of Richard Feynman. That is wonderful. And before we go to the next question, once again, request all the participants to please clap loudly for APS Bengdubi. She gets her 10 points. Well done. Moving on to the next participant, it's going to be a direct for DAV Nepal. DAV Nepal, here comes your question. Which country is being referenced here? Before I go to play on the video, all I can tell you is, and please hear me loudly, do not try to Google. I guarantee you, you will get the wrong answer if you Google.
Visited country in the world.
It's a sovereign nation, so we've got a voice and we've got representation at the UN. No movie theatres. So a lot of people are on the internet to connect with the outside world. There's a strong movie culture. People got a lot of theatre.
Life does exist in the form of 10,000 residents. They are very patriotic. There's a wonderful lagoon. There are beautiful beaches and lots of greenery. We are here on the beach, and as you might expect, it is amazing. Look at this nature of these rocks coming out of the sand. Water is super blue and crystal clear. This is the Pacific Islands, my friends. As we are next to the equator, it's obnoxiously hot and humid year-round, especially right now during rainy season. The only accepted currency is the Australian dollar, and make sure to bring a lot of cash before arriving because the ATMs often run out. Things are pretty expensive here, like really expensive, because everything needs to be imported, mostly from Australia.
Cheesy bites.
There are 2 embassies on the island, Taiwan and Australia, as well as some World War II historical landmarks. But some things aren't so nice, like the piles of trash and junkyards seen on the side of the streets. Car parks? As for sports, many people like to play the Australian invention of footy.
That should be enough. This is essentially a direct for DPS Siliguri. DPS Siliguri, this is your direct.
Oh, okay, sir.
I need the name of the country.
Sir, it's Tuvalu.
Exactly what I said. If you Google, that is what you will get. Tuvalu is, as per Google, the least visited country. Is incorrect. It's not Tuvalu. Passing on to DAV Nepal. So sometimes you should listen to what the quizmaster is saying.
Bangladesh.
What is that? DAV Nepal? Once again, DAV Nepal, unmute yourself.
Madagascar.
Madagascar is what you mean. No, it's not Madagascar. Moving on to APS Bengdubi.
Sir, Nauru.
Absolutely right. APS Bengdubi all of a sudden has woken up and now she is going all guns blazing. 2 back-to-back wonderful answers. Huge round of applause, all of you, for APS Bengdubi. This is indeed Nauru. Now, the reason why I said don't Google is, as per the video, so these things keep on changing now, which is the least visited. Once upon a time, Tuvalu might have been the least visited. But when this video was shot, it was only about 200 visitors visit the country of Nauru. It is one of the least visited countries, and hence is the correct answer. Wonderfully done by APS Bengdubi. You get your 10 points. Next question then is for, let's see. Here comes the question. All right. This would be for Dav Nepal. Located in Western India, so I have given you that additional clue, located somewhere in Western India, what is the name of this marvelous edifice? So it's a complex. It's a complex, you'll have to give me the name of the place. All right, what I'll do is, I'll do a quick addition to the question. Apart from giving me the name, the exact name of the edifice, which is the structure that you're going to see on your screen, if you could also tell me the name of the place, the city. You can give me the name of the city also where it is located. So I use my discretion. If nobody gives me the name of the actual structure, but gives me the name of the city, then I will award half points, which is 5 points. Half of 10 is what I mean. So I'm looking for the name of the edifice as well as name of the city where it is located. I'll use my discretion in awarding points on this one.
19th Century Mausoleum, the beauty of which spells the charm on sightseers. The allure of this heritage belonged to Wazir Baun, laid on 1878 by the 6th Nawab, which took almost a decade worth of workmanship, offering interesting glimpses of Gothic, European, Indo-Islamic architecture, transiting beings to the ethereal space that have elaborate carvings on the facades, fine arches, French-style windows, silver doorways and columns, adding to the exquisiteness of the tomb. Glorifying the formation are the 4 minarets, with encircling stairs, spiraling either clock or anti-clockwise, intriguing the hiker to experience intricate craftsmanship, while onion-shaped.
All right, Dav Nepal, you have heard the quick clarification that I gave. I'm looking for the name of this particular edifice as well as the name of the city. If somebody gives me both parts correct, they get 10 points. If not, then I'll use my discretion. Yes, Dav Nepal.
Sir, it's Ellora Caves.
Ellora Caves. And would you mind telling us the name of the city or the location?
Sir, Maharashtra state, I know.
Maharashtra and Ellora Caves is your answer. All right, passing that to APS, who gave 2 wonderful answers back to back.
Sir, I'm just going to go with the city of Mysore.
Mysuru. And would you like to take a try on the name of the edifice?
Mysore Palace?
Mysuru, and this is the Mysore Palace. Is incorrect. Moving on to SHMT Jaigaon.
So it is, I think, in Vadodara.
Okay.
And I think the name, I think, not I think, the answer I think is Hazira Makabra.
Hazira. All right. Passing that to TNSS. TNSS again?
I don't know the answer, but I would like to guess the place. Is it Ajmer?
Is it Ajmer? You have a propensity of always starting your answer with a question mark. And name of the edifice?
No idea.
No idea. Passing that to DBS Siliguri.
Sir, is it Mahabharat Maqbara in Junagadh?
Once again, you need to unmute yourself, DBS. Once again, the name.
Sir, Mahabharat Maqbara in Junagadh.
Mahabharat, as in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata.
Yes, sir.
Mahabharat Maqbara and Junagadh. All right. Passing that to SJS Darjeeling.
Okay, I'm pretty sure about this because I once saw it in the infotainment channel. And the name of the edifice is Mahabhat Maqbara. Mahabhat Maqbara in Junagadh.
Okay. Since you began your answer with a preface which sounded very confident, could you also tell us for points, could you tell us the number of steps that you need to take to reach the top?
Oh my God, did not expect
Just
this.
joking. Just joking. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause for DPS Siliguri. He is absolutely right. He gets his 10 points. Well done to DPS
Sorry,
Siliguri.
but I'm SJS Darjeeling.
Oh, that is SJS. That's okay. That's okay. Because I can't see all of you on my screen, so I'm just double guessing you. SJS, that's wonderful answer. And DBS said what? DBS said Mahabharat Maqbara. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
Mahabharat. It's Mahabat. It's named upon Mahabat Khan. So this is Mahabat Maqbara, and this is indeed located in the erstwhile princely state of Junagadh in Gujarat. APS Bendubi, at this point in time, I also wanted to tell you something. Mysuru, the reason why it does not work, because always read the question carefully. It says Western India. Mysuru, of course, is in South India, isn't it? So Mysuru would have been incorrect guess anyways. All right, SJS Darjeeling, he gets his 10 points. Let's move on to the next question, which is going to be a direct for APS Bendubi. This is your direct. This is, of course, Mahabat Maqbara in Junagadh. Which well-known opera, and let me tell you this, you have got the easier one. Don't look disgruntled, since the question is about an opera. If you know this piece from where this opera is taken, probably you'll know the answer. Well-known opera is being staged here, which was part of the storyline. So I'm going to play out a movie for you. Let's listen in. Very famous movie.
Ben, did you see that?
See what?
A woman.
What woman? Where are you? I can't see it.
All right, that should be enough. You know the movie franchise, I'm sure. This is the direct for APS Bendubi. The name of the movie is not the question though. What opera was playing in the background which forms part of the storyline? Name of the opera.
Sir, I'm quite bad at movies.
But this is a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise here, and I'm sure you know the actor and the actress who were portrayed.
I knew the actor, but that's...
Yes. Take a guess, APS Bendubi, no negatives at all.
The Turandot opera?
How on earth can somebody say, I do not know, and out of all the thousands of operas can come directly to Turandot? What is the name of the movie? I'm just interested. APS Bendubi.
It's a Tom Cruise movie. It's one of those Mission Impossible movies, Rogue Nation.
Absolutely right. Now I understand your confidence. This is essentially from the Mission Impossible franchise. This is one of, this is part 5, I believe. The Rogue Nation is the name of this particular franchise. Yes, that is Tom Cruise. And what forms part of this fantastic film is the opera Turandot, and a lot of things takes place within that, within this particular scene. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for APS Bendubi. She gets her 10 points once again. This is indeed the Turandot. And let me put that score as we come to the last question of the video round. It's a direct for SHMD Jaigaon. All the 6 other participants, you are also playing. APS Bendubi is walking away with this quiz, specifically in this round. So SHMD, wake up, get your 10 points. Which historical city is being shown in the clip? Mind you, I'm not looking for the name of the country. Historical city, specific location.
Construction began in 515 BC under the rule of Darius the Great, and his successors continued developing the city over the next 200 years. In fact, it was still unfinished when Alexander the Great arrived in 330 BC. Wooden steps cover the grand staircase which leads us up to the Gate of the Nations.
You can see on the other side, and it's come from the Assyrian culture. In the Assyrian culture, you know that.
This great gateway was constructed by Darius's successor, Xerxes I, around about 475 BC. Here, trumpets would have sounded as visitors walked through the enormous wooden doors. Arriving visitors are greeted by two giant sculptures of quadrupeds, while on the reverse side, two huge...
In the clip, SHMD, which very famous city, historical city, which has seen a lot of upheavals, ups and downs throughout history. Which city is this?
Persepolis?
Absolutely right. Wonderful answer. And to me, that is till now the answer of the day. This is Persepolis. There were a lot of clues. The video clip did talk about Darius the First and all of that. This is the incredible city of Persepolis in present-day Iran. Wonderful 10 points. Once again, don't let me remind you each time to clap. Of course, SHMD, well done. All right, so we have come to the close of the penultimate round. Very quickly, I'll ask one audience question. This is only for the audience, but this will be very quick. What geographical uniqueness do divers at the Silfra Fissure experience? Mind you, the name of the place is already given in the question. The place is Silfra Fissure. My question is, what unique experience does a diver get while diving at this place? I'm not going to play the entire clip because that is for effect only. Part of the question is in the textual
It's
part.
every diver's dream to submerge themselves in the world's clearest waters, but none are quite as clear as Silfra in...
All right, so this is the audience question. What unique geographical experience, mind you, I'm talking specifically geography, do divers at this place experience? And now comes the answer. The answer is, these are pristine glacial waters. It is essentially considered the purest water that you can find anywhere, but that's not the uniqueness. Of course, there are other clear glacial water as well. Here, the geographical uniqueness is in the fact that this particular fissure sits bang in the middle of the North American and the Eurasian continental plates. So the narrow place that you see in your screen or on your screen right now, with both hands, at a time you can touch the continent of North America on one hand and Europe with your other hand. This is the only place where you can physically touch the two continents of North America and Europe. So that was my question. Here comes the answer, and congratulations to all those who could answer. Your prizes should be on their way. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, now what is important is to have a quick look at the scores, because don't forget, all the 7 incredible participants are playing for a podium finish, a lot of prizes at stake. Without wasting any more time, let's look at the scores that they have at this point in time. SHMD Jaigao on 27 points. APS Ben Dupi has suddenly woken up and is doing incredibly well, has moved up to 42 points. What an incredible effort. DAV Nepal is still on -5. DPS Siliguri is on a distant second spot at this time on 27 points. SJS Darjeeling on 25 points. DBS Siliguri on 17 points, and TNSS Sikkim not doing too badly at all on 25 points. All the 7 participants deserve a huge round of applause to keep them motivated. Let's clap for them. Well done to all the participants. So we are almost done with 80-85% of the quiz. Only one more round remains. That round is going to be a decider, or so we hope. I'll tell you quickly about the round that we have in store for you. Direct question, one at a time. Questions do pass. We'll start in the same fashion. We'll start with participant number 7, and in a counterclockwise direction, we'll move towards team number 1 or participant number 1. Scoring pattern still remains the same, plus 10 points and no negatives for a wrong answer. So all the best to all of you. Let's quickly zoom into our final round, which I appropriately call the closing. All right, question on your screen now. Long question, but a very, very fascinating piece of information. Writer Daniel Defoe, who has written many a novel, was one amongst few others whose work contributed significantly to the development of this measuring scale. So mind you, the question is not pertaining directly to Daniel Defoe, but to a scale of measurement. You will have to give us the unit. It was eventually named upon a hydrographer of the British Royal Navy in the 1830s, when it was adopted officially and first used during the voyage of HMS Beagle. Mind you, HMS Beagle 2 was used by another person. This, I'm talking about HMS Beagle the first. The scale was initially graded from 0 to 12. Now listen to this part very carefully. The measuring scale was, when it was initially devised, it started from 0 and went all the way to 12. It referenced qualitative wind condition to effects on the sails of a ship. Where a 0 reading would signify, if the reading was a 0, it would signify just about sufficient wind to give steerage to the boat. And if it read to the highest 12, it meant that it was the maximum wind a canvas sail could withstand before getting torn apart. So that was the reading of the scale. Name the hydrographer or the eponymously named scale. So the name of the scale is named upon the hydrographer. I'm looking for the name of the scale. A lot of clues in the question. We have kept the standard of the finale a little higher because, of course, as we all know, a lot of prizes are for grabs. I'm hoping to get a good answer from TNSS Sikkim. This is your question, TNSS. Last 5 seconds, maybe. Can I get an answer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Passing to DBS Siliguri.
Sir, the name of the hydrographer is Francis Beaufort, and the scale is Beaufort scale.
This is the Beaufort scale. Well done. Gives you your 10 points. This is the Beaufort scale. If you look carefully at the associated infographic that I've given, 0 described a calm wind condition to the 12 marking, which describes a hurricane-like situation. So this is the Beaufort scale, named upon Sir Francis Beaufort, and this was used to measure the speed of the wind on sea. All right, so let's go to the next question, which is a direct for DBS Siliguri. He's been also doing pretty well for himself till now. Hoping he gets his 10 points. Here comes your question on the screen. To celebrate which famous scientist's 200th birthday was this giant 7-meter bright green installation moved around his hometown around July this year? Mind you, there is a reason why this installation is green and circular in shape. It has something to do directly with the great scientist in question. I'm looking for the name of the scientist. This is for DBS Siliguri. Quick answer, you need to unmute yourself, DBS Siliguri.
Sir, Isaac Newton.
It's not Isaac Newton. Passing that across to SJS.
Okay, so
SJS.
I attribute this question's answer to my biology book. Okay, I attribute this question's answer to my biology book when I was in class
Good to
10
your
last year.
biology book.
It
Now
is
the
Gregor
answer,
Mendel,
please.
because of Gregor Mendel's 200.
Okay, Gregor Mendel. And
Gregor
why?
Mendel.
Could you give us some more inputs? Why do you say that?
Because
What
he
has the
conducted
green?
his genetics experiment.
Okay, and what does the green circular-like object signify?
It's a green pea.
It's a green pea, absolutely. He knows everything about this. SJS Darjeeling, huge round of applause to SJS Darjeeling. This is Gregor Mendel, and of course, he's known as the father of the modern genetics and his various experiments with the green pea. SJS, wonderful 10 points. Let's have a look at the answer first, and let's move on to the next question. SJS Darjeeling, next up is your direct question. I hope you get another 10 points on this one. All right, talking about English language, and this is something that I specifically like. In English language, dash is a comma. Mind you, we are talking about a comma placed immediately after the penultimate item and before a conjunction in a list of 3 or more items. So you can see here in the pictorial, there are 3 items, A, B, and C. Okay, so just before the conjunction and, there is a comma which is put in red. Though it is known by different names, but the most popular name arises from the house style of the printing press of a famous institution. So what are such commas called? There are a lot of clues. The name comes from, the most popular name rather, comes from the house style of the printing press of a famous institution. Hence the name, SJS Darjeeling. This is your direct.
Can you please repeat the question once more? I got a bit of latency in your voice.
It's not required because the question is very much up on the screen. Because I haven't given any additional clues. I need your answer now from whatever you can see on your screen. Quick answer, SJS. Last 3 seconds.
I don't have any answer for this.
Passing on to DPS Siliguri.
So this is the serial comma. It's also known as Oxford comma because of Oxford University's press.
Absolutely correct. Serial comma is one of its other names. It is also known somewhere as the Harvard comma, but from whatever the question says, the answer to this that I was looking for is Oxford comma, and the name of the printing press, of course, is the Oxford University Press. So the Oxford University Press in its various publications used to place this comma, hence the name. What happened to the claps? Let's clap loudly for DPS Siliguri. Oxford comma is the name of such commas. Wonderful answer. You do get your 10 points, and by virtue of this, you actually move on to 37 and come within striking distance of DPS Bendubi. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, it's my privilege to tell you that it is just heating up. Mind you, they might be smiling right now, but they know what they're playing for. 25, 15, and 10K, not small prizes. And there is some contest building up between APS Bendubi and DPS Siliguri. Let's see how it pans from here onwards. Next direct question is this. Which Indian goddess is visualized according to Agni Purana as black in complexion? That's point 1, black in complexion, holding a water pot in hand and riding a turtle because of a slow, patient, and sluggish nature. This is for DPS Siliguri. It's your direct. Visualization of which goddess? Quick answer, DPS Siliguri. Last couple of seconds before I pass it on to other teams. 3, 2,
Sir, I'd like to
1.
pass it, sir.
Passing on to Dav Nepal.
Sir, Vedic fire.
Passing on to APS Bendubi, who's still leading, though with a slender margin now. APS Bendubi, quick answer.
Sir, I got disconnected. I have no idea what's going on. Is it
All
a
right, can
past
you see
question?
Yes, this is a past question. Can you see the screen? Is the question visible to you?
Yes, the question is very visible.
Yeah, I'm looking for the name of an Indian goddess, which is visualized as thus, according to the Agni Purana, as black in complexion, holding a water pot in hand, and riding a turtle because of a slow and patient or sluggish nature. I'm looking for the name of this Indian goddess. Quick answer, please.
So the goddess Kurma?
No, Kurma is another name for the tortoise itself. Passing on to SHMD Jaiga.
Sir, it is, I think, related to river Yamuna. So the goddess is Yamuna.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Wonderful answer. Wonderful answer from SHMD. This is the visualization of Yamuna, or the goddess Yamuna. That's 10 points to SHMD. Costly miss for APS Bendubi. That should have been picked up. All right, moving on to the next question is a direct for Dav Nepal. Just to remind all our lovely participants, we just have 3 more questions to wind up this quiz. So now is the time when the real excitement should come about. Please play well and play to win. Next question, Dav Nepal, this is your direct. Former world chess champion Ruslan Ponomarev, who was playing Yevgeny Agrest in the Bulgarian city of Plovdiv on October 2003, was taken by surprise. Mind you, it's a fascinating question. Was taken by surprise when something silly happened. Please concentrate on the text. Please concentrate on what is written. DPS Siliguri, I urge you to look directly at the screen. DPS Siliguri. As per Article 13.4 of the laws of chess, he was promptly disqualified. He became the first player to be penalized under this law at a major event. Question is, what silly thing was his offense? Why was this former world champion, mind you, we are talking about a world champion, it's not some small game. Why was this world champion penalized from a major event? What was his offense? This is direct for Dav Nepal.
Biting his hand.
Biting his own hand. All right. Why, something tasty in his hand? No.
The opponents.
Oh, biting the opponent's hand. All right. All right. So Mike Tyson redux in chess. No, it's not correct. Dav Nepal, passing that to APS Bendubi. Fortunately, he did not bite off the hand of his opponent. APS Bendubi, I want your answer. DPS Siliguri, straight at your screen.
So, sir, I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick pause. I hate doing this. I have already said this twice. DPS Siliguri, this is my final reminder and warning. Stay away from the screen and look directly at it. This is a final reminder. I won't say this again. All right. Passing on to SHMD Jaiga.
He was disqualified because his phone rang suddenly in between the game.
What an incredible thing. You are saying his mobile phone rang. And it is not allowed in a chess game.
Telephone.
Fantastic. That is indeed very silly thing to do. But it also fetches you your 10 points. His mobile phone rang. Let's clap. Let's clap for SHMD. Good answer. Here comes the answer on screen. His mobile phone rang. All teams, all participants, please do take some risks, because this is the last part of the quiz. Only 2 more questions to go. Now is the time when you should afford some risk. Do not pass a question. The penultimate question of the quiz is a direct for APS Bendubi. APS, make good of this question. Get your 10 points. Otherwise, you might be out of contention from winning this edition. Here is your question. Right, should be fun, and get your 10 points. Ambrose Burnside, an American soldier, industrialist, politician, amongst many other things. Upon Ambrose Burnside the distinctive sideburns facial hairstyle is named. He was also the first president of which controversial organization set up way back in 1871. So all of you know the sideburn, right? This is the sideburn. The sideburn is named upon Ambrose Burnside. That is pretty well known in quizzing circles. However, my question is, besides that well-known fact, he was also the first president of which controversial organization which was set up in 1871? Direct for APS Bendubi.
Sir, the association or the organization was the National Rifle Association.
Bendubi, I've said this, I've given it a huge prelude by saying that if you get this right, chances are that you'll go on to win this edition of the quiz, which is going to be a huge achievement. For the moment, huge round of applause to you. That is an incredible answer, and you get your 10 points, and with that you move on to 52 points. Only one more question to go. We started this quiz about an hour back, roughly about an hour back, and after asking all those questions, we have reached the last question of InspiriaQ 2020 for SHMD. SHMD, if you get this, you are the winner. Good luck to you, but please be mindful of the fact I'm going to use my full authority and discretion here. Once I say your time is over, I definitely will mean that, and I'm not going to take in your answer even if that is correct. Is that clear, SHMD? So please answer within the time frame. SHMD, can I hear something from you, because I can't see you on my screen right now?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, loud and clear now. Yes. SHMD, please answer within the stipulated time. Here comes the last question of the quiz on the screen. It is the name of a genus of cuttlefish encompassing some of the most common species. It is also the name given to the rich reddish brown pigment derived from the ink sac of this particular animal. Identify the word, which is a question, which we also know popularly in the digital context. How do we know this word, which is also popularly known in the digital context? One word answer. All of you, SJS Darjeeling, I don't want to pinpoint at any particular participant. Please look directly at the screen, and all your hands should be away from your screen, laptop, phone, whatever you are watching this on. All the 7 participants should have their hands away. All right, I've given you enough time. SHMD, I want your answer now. Last 5 seconds. 5.
Common cuttlefish.
That's your answer. Is incorrect. Is incorrect. Common cuttlefish is part of the question itself. Passing that on to TNSS. Quick answer, TNSS. Passing that to DBS Siliguri.
Cephalod cuttlefish.
Passing that to SJS Darjeeling.
Is it litmus?
Is it litmus? No. Passing that across to DPS Siliguri.
Is it gig? G-I-G, gig.
G-I-G, gig is incorrect. Passing on to Dav Nepal.
No idea.
No idea is an incorrect answer, I'm afraid. All right, so crunch moment, APS Bendubi. If she gets this right, it has passed all the way across to her, then she definitely wins the quiz. APS Bendubi, what's your answer going to be?
Sepia.
Sepia.
SEPI.
Okay, and what do you think that has got to do with the digital context, as the question says?
Sir, I think it's related in a way to crossword printings, like those word crossword things.
Okay, and sepia is a color and it has something to do with
it is related from the cuttlefishes.
All right, I have keyed in your answer. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the final question of the 2020 edition of InspiriaQ. Let's see if APS Bendubi, she was almost winning the quiz even before this question, but if she is right, she just cements her place even strongly. Here comes the answer on screen. Applause, huge round of applause to APS Bendubi. May I request all the other participants to handsomely clap for the girl from APS Bendubi for winning the first digital edition. Mind you, I Cannot emphasize this enough. This is the first digital edition of InspiriaQ 2020. Congratulations to you. You go home richer by 25,000 rupees. Good HMD. He ends the quiz on 47 points. The winner, of course, as I have already stated, APS Beng Jubi on 62 points. Dav Nepal, unfortunately, today was not his day. He ends the quiz on -5. But my best wishes to you, Dav Nepal, for all your future endeavors. Do well and stay well. DBS Siliguri, who is a champion quizzer, as I'm given to understand, he did pretty well for himself today. He ends the quiz on 37 points. SJS Darjeeling on 35 points. DBS Siliguri on 27 points. And TNSS Sikkim on 25 points. Well done. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, to our Facebook audience and our 7 participants, I hope you have had a wonderful time participating in this quiz. People who have participated through our Facebook, who have the most amount of engagement, have answered correctly and were fast. We'll give you prizes for sure. So good luck to you for all your future endeavors. And before I sign off from the 2020 edition, I must say this. Hopefully, we will meet at 2021 InspiriaQ back to live format. I hope the pandemic subsides by that time. But whether that happens or not, I have to say 2 things. Always keep smiling, and more importantly, as a quiz master, always keep quizzing. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, it's over to Gunjan, and it's bye-bye from me.
And please keep it going for our lovely quizmaster. Thank you so much, Gautam, for putting this together for us. Congratulations, winners, and great job, APS Bendubi, coming back so strong. And this was the digital edition of InspiriaQ 2020. And we will see you in 2021. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a great evening ahead.